Real quickly, Ian, we're going to touch upon this dovetails into a certain topic here, but the Smash Brother Ultimate leaked like 2 weeks early. People got copies supposedly in stores from Mexico. People started ripping out the soundtracks and putting them online. Nintendo said that's bad and banned YouTube accounts, some pretty big ones too. People got hit for that. There was pressure between rival people that got soundtracks to put them online, realizing that Nintendo wasn't going to do anything. People have been revealing secrets by diving into the code of this, etc., etc., etc. So literally like a day or two after this, Nintendo comes out and says, we are ending our creators program. We talked about that in the podcast a few years ago. So what the Nintendo creators program was basically their own kind of MCN, their own little YouTube network, in a way that if you signed up with Nintendo, you could do videos on Nintendo games and not have the potential to have your footage copyright claimed. If you're doing like a Let's Play or a review of Mario Kart on the Wii U and things like that, you have the potential to have Nintendo come in and say, okay, we're not taking your video down, but we're going to copyright claim it, meaning all the ad revenue comes to us. And of course, people are like, what the hell are you doing? No other company is doing this. This is free advertisement. You should encourage influencers to do that. And because of that, there were people I know that shied away from Nintendo games for a while to stream or to do Let's Plays of or to do reviews of it, because they were running the risk of putting all these hours into a video on YouTube and then not making any money off it at all because Nintendo claims it. So that was a big issue that happened. They were draconian in their monetization practices. They were way behind everyone else. Thankfully, that's coming to a halt. Nintendo announced they're ending their creators program at the end of December, and what that means is that at that point, whatever benefits those guys, everyone's going to get those benefits. So they're going to relax their copyright claims on Nintendo games going forward. That's like, they're obviously years behind the curve on this, but the fact that they're catching up is very good news. And it goes along the same lines of them softening their outlook on having a streaming game service for like NES games and Super Nintendo games and things of that nature, creating more Super Nintendo classics and NES classics. They're actually now listening more and more. This has only happened the past couple of years. They're turning all this around, so I'm really happy about this. And there isn't a lot of things you can look at this saying that you can be critical of this. They're still going to not allow like the Smash Brothers early leak stuff. Obviously, they're going to pound you into the pavement when that happens. And I think one of the other big things was you can't monetize like tournaments and events like that footage. Sure. And we can get into why I think they're thinking about that as well. But from the outlook, this has been met with universal praise. Because now Nintendo's realizing that there's a lot of value. The value of letting and encouraging creators push their products, because it'll only lead to, who cares if a YouTuber is making money off it, off of your game in theory, if it's fair use, first of all, but then if that video gets seen by 1 million people, that's free advertisement. You're encouraging more free advertisement.
Right. And I mean, the amount of money that some of these people are making, let's be realistic, is probably not enough for Nintendo. I mean,
Nintendo shouldn't care about it.
Right.
Care about selling more games. That's where you're getting your money off of, not disrupting people's lives.
It's nice to see. I don't think, all the people I don't think you should be sending a ton of love and praise to Nintendo. I mean, they should have come to this realization.
Well, it's like
sooner.
Thank you.
But a thank goodness, Nintendo. All right, you're coming around. I mean, it's nice to see Nintendo come around. Better sooner than never. Yeah. It's nice. Thank you for realizing this. Yeah, I mean, it's no reason to keep throwing heat at them. But yeah, it's great. It's nice that the content creators are finally going to have some more freedom and less stress when it comes to covering Nintendo software.
Before we're done, the rules, basically the new guidelines.
Sure.
You may monetize your videos and channels using the monetization methods separately specified by Nintendo. Other forms of monetization of our intellectual property for commercial purposes are not permitted. We encourage you to create videos that include your creative input and commentary. So they don't want you to just bulk upload gameplay footage still. They want to at least, probably because their lawyer said we have to at least tend towards fair use still. So that means you have to add creative commentary or input or do some editing. So that's what they're still looking for, which is which is to me is still reasonable
Yeah.
to do that. Not just uploading 50 hours of someone's Breath of the Wild with no, that to me is not fair use, and to Nintendo it's not either.
Yeah, I mean, we've had the fair use discussion before. You got to be transformative in some way. You got to add something to it.
Sure. You're only permitted to use Nintendo game content that has been officially released.
Yeah, there you go.
Or from promo materials officially released by Nintendo. So the big thing was recently they put out that Smash Ultimate no music little 1 minute video. Have you seen that? That was huge.
Yeah.
A week and a half ago. And so everyone just said, okay, that's kind of weird how there's no background music. So everyone put their own background music to it. By the way, I was 2 seconds from uploading my Don't Stop Me Now Queen one. I edited it together. And of course, I saw someone put it out and it got like 1 million views. Days after I said not to do it, I was in my time. I was like, this is stupid. And then, of course, I see someone did it and got 1 million views. I was like, I had that idea too. And it syncs up almost perfectly.
There are no original ideas under the sun.
No, there are not, but I was just lazy that day. I said, I don't want to do this. This is dumb. And I should have, though. But that might have given an idea. Okay, why? Yeah, this is free advertising. How many people are watching all these remixed Smash Brothers Ultimate YouTube videos? Millions of people are watching these. This is only good. Nintendo, thank you for seeing the light. Free advertising is worth a lot more than going after some YouTuber's minor revenue stream. Like, it's not worth it.
Right. I do want to touch real quickly on the leaks, not actually what was leaked, but just from a business standpoint. So rumor was, I don't know the exact story, but rumor was that this got leaked because I believe someplace in Mexico got the copies 2 weeks early or something like that.
That's what people are reporting. That's what I think makes more sense.
At one point in time, people used to get games could get games 2 weeks to a week early. Stores, they could have them in the back of the room. That hasn't been the case, at least as far as I've known, for quite some time. But we used to get games, 4 to 5 days early. That used to be fairly normal.
Sure.
This was so that you could prep. They would send them early so that if things were late, you would still get them in time for release day. Whether you wanted to do a midnight launch or what, that way you would be guaranteed to have your games on release day. If I had to guess, if they got them in Mexico that early and it was legit, Mexico's inroads for distribution, especially for games, can be kind of tricky. I don't know exactly why, but Vonnie's tried to explain it to me. I don't believe there's any like super duper official channels.
Okay.
I mean, it's official, but like the way that they get distributed down there is a little bit trickier. So maybe that's how they ended up with them. Anyways, all I want to say is, we covered that, that topic about that guy who'd spent all that freaking money on the Red Dead Redemption stuff. And I talked about how that's a really bad move. But leaks don't do anything good for anyone, just like breaking street date doesn't do anything good for anyone.
No.
The reason why independent businesses can't get shit on time anymore is because of breaking street date. You break street date, companies get pissed off, and we've gotten to the point now where independent distributors don't get shit until the day before, meaning we don't get shit until the day of or the day after, which means that we lose the pre-orders and stuff like this happens. So, beyond the spoilers that upset people, and I get that, especially, with a game like Smash, people have been looking forward to it.
Yeah, a lot of the fun is discovering what's in there.
Yeah, a lot of the fun is, beyond that, it's really detrimental to businesses and small businesses. So, I know some small businesses do break street date if they do happen to get a hold of these games earlier. Just keep in mind that if, it becomes hard for you to get those games later, or you don't even get them on street date later, that breaking street date is the reason why you can't get games later on street date. You're not helping yourself.
Yeah, it's selfishness, and then everyone suffers in the long run.
You make that money short term by breaking street date, but in the end, you are ruining your ability to sell new games.
Oh, and Nintendo will come after you too.
Oh yeah,
you'll never get either legally, but you'll never get a game ever again from them.
Yeah, if you find out, it depends. I mean, you don't get them directly from Nintendo, but you could get your distributor in trouble.
what I mean.
Yeah,
No,
I mean,
they won't sell you anymore. Your distributor.
yeah, your distributor will get pissed at you, or if your distributor, you're not. It's not fucking cool.
No, Nintendo can just go to the distributor and say you're not selling to that store ever again.
It's not cool. All right.
It's not cool. Oh, by the way, Nintendo said you can still post gameplay videos and screenshots using Nintendo system features such as the capture button on Nintendo Switch. So they're encouraging use of that still.
Sure.
So that makes sense. That's a product feature they're trying to push.
I really wish they'd integrate streaming on the Switch just like they did on the PS4. But
Maybe in a future update they can put that in.
Sure.
Why not? Well, with this though, this is the step in that direction of them leaning into that. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, fair use. You may not simply upload or live stream an existing Nintendo Game Plus without your own creative input. So yes, if you're going to stream it, they want you to talk.
You can't
make it fair use, people. You can't try to make it fair use.
You can't do a silent Let's Play.
Yeah, that's all. Okay, and then that's it. I'm happy about this. Most people are. It's years too late, but at least it's happened, right? You can't change the past. You only can move forward.